Hey, what's up? Welcome to Bread Brothers. We're back again. We're here with my two friends. We're here with Sammy and Tony. This is going to be an excellent episode.
What's going on, guys?
Sammy, what do you have for us?
So you wanted to check some few charts. We'll have a look at Litecoin, LTC. We'll have a look at Matic, and what was the other one?
Chainlink, I believe.
Chainlink. All right, cool. All right, so let's get started. Let me know what you guys think.
Who's the link marine here between you two?
Reporting for duty, sir.
Hey, Tim.
There with you.
I've got a little one.
Yeah.
I've got a little bag, but not a whole lot. All right, so here's what I'm seeing for Matic. We're in this, even after the dump, we're still holding structure.
Yes.
Let me just draw that better. So we're still holding this structure. We're in an ascending, pretty much an ascending triangle. So any pullbacks down to this pink line, you want to be looking at opening positions. And we've got some tough area of resistance in around this area. So as long as we're not past this line, yeah, you're still golden opportunity to buy Matic, especially if you can pick it up along this trend line. If it does fall out of this trend line, be aware and look out for any lower lows. If it forms any lower lows, then you want to get out of it. Long term, what are we seeing long term?
Is there any fundamentals coming out about Matic? Any bullish sentiment that we can look forward to?
They're still scaling. I mean, they've got a lot of network activity. They're still in a lot of use. So this is the really interesting thing that I see about Matic. And let me just hide all drawings and indicators. Do you see what's going on here? It's just. Do you see what's going on here? It's just this is on the log chart. It's just one massive bullish pennant.
That's
and
huge.
I don't think we're going to get this huge measured move out of it, but hey, it's interesting. See what can play out in the next few weeks. You can see it clearly on the log chart. I'm starting to really like looking at things on a log chart. Different perspective.
I love the log chart. You, Tony, are you a big fan of the log chart?
Yeah, ever since what happened with May, or even just before May, it's created so many good log charts because it hit so many resistances and it's hit so many supports. And it's created these long bullish pennants in so many different charts. Like this is another one. This one looks awesome.
It does look awesome. If we look at this as well, you can also see trend lines on the RSI. So every time it pretty much bounces off this trend line, bounces there, came up underneath it, retest, bounce. So if we get lower to this, keep an eye on that on the weekly. As an investor, you want to look at the weekly and just see if everything's okay. But in terms of the chart itself, it looks beautiful. Like what dump over the weekend? That was a golden buy opportunity. So it's interesting to see as we head up to this area of resistance at around $2. Let's see what it can do. If it can close a weekly candle above $2, we'll see what it can do. But like I said, time's running out. Has to do something in the next 4 weeks. So by the end of the year, we're expecting a breakdown or breakout. I just don't know how explosive that breakout will be. The measured move on this flagpole is like this. If we grab that, move it there. That's at around $4. This is on the log. This is the log chart. Remember that. So it's around $4. So 2x, it's not much.
Really? I was expecting more for Matic. A 2x is not a massive move.
And what's the market cap on?
It's about 15 billion or so, roughly around that line. It's about 15 billion or so.
Yeah, so it's a heavy coin.
Right.
A 2x on. Yeah. So I might think about maybe shave off some of my Matic gains and put it elsewhere. That's what I'm thinking. But
100%.
That's definitely a swing trade opportunity right there. It's lined up, ready to go by the end of the month. By the end of within the next 4 weeks.
And the all-time high.
All-time high was previously around, just under $3.
$3, yep. There you go, fellas. And this is a really interesting topic because we were actually talking about this earlier today with you fellas about what's probably a good investment to make. Do you know what I mean? Like if I was entering the market and now knowing that it's got a 2x potential, is it worthwhile making an investment into this? You know, these are some things that I personally look at myself when I'm investing. You know, is this what you guys are considering as well? I would love to hear your input.
My strategy's changed a bit. I've been a hodler for such a long time, and since speaking to you, I've kind of like spread my bags around because I've been holding Bitcoin since 2017, and I've never unloaded the bag once.
Yeah.
And I kind of just moved that bag around because, like we were saying on the previous videos, it's the time to make money. And even if Bitcoin does go to 100K, that's going to be minuscule compared to what even the mid cap alts could do, or even the high cap alts will do. Definitely. So, without naming projects, spreading my funds around because at the point of the cycle that we're in right now, I think it's financially responsible to spread that risk into areas of good projects that do have good charts, do have good fundamentals, do have good news coming up.
Yeah. And they've got growth and they've got more network activity, that kind of stuff.
Like you were saying before, Sammy, like a lot of the stuff on the logarithmic charts as well, it just looks like for a TA trader as well. It's just when you first get into TA, it's like magic. It's like, wait, so this pitch is telling me it's going to pump. And then when you start to understand a lot of the support and resistance lines, the flags, the confluences between indicators, it kind of makes sense. You do get burnt, but these really simple, basic ones, like the one that you just went through there, they feel like no-brainer trades to me, not financial advice. But for me,
a weekly, this is how I felt. I used to trade off the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame, couldn't keep up. Then I went to daily, found it much more better. But then now I look at the weekly and it's even better than that. Do you know what I mean? You can just look at it. Yeah, Matic looks bullish. You can buy now, but every buy opportunity should have an invalidation ID. And like I said, underneath that pink line, if you get a weekly close underneath that upsloping trend line, that invalidates the whole bullish idea. So that's when you have to take that loss, preserve your capital, and find the next opportunity. But yeah, to answer your question, EB, I do think it's a potential, but you have to be some level of trader, not an investor at this stage. We're in the fourth quarter of this bull run.
And it's a very risky quarter too, guys. You can make a lot of money, right, by making the right moves, but also making the one or two bad moves can actually end up pretty detrimental. But let's keep moving on, fellas. Let's go into the next two charts because I'm really interested to see. Well, we just realized that one of our coins, Matic, and I'm an investor of this. I'm actually an investor in all these coins that we're going to talk about. But we just found out that that's got a 2x potential. Let's see what the next one. Which one you want to show us, Sammy?
So here we've got the Litecoin chart. I put it up. Okay. So what I've been seeing on the daily chart for Litecoin, we've been in this equal triangle pretty much. We had that breakout there. We had the volume confirmation on that breakout. It came back, retested, bounced, but then lost that support. So again, this was a classic bear trap. So it broke underneath it, but no volume. But then it immediately closed, the next day or 2 days after, it closed back above that resistance line. So that's a bear trap. And I'm expecting this to rally on from here. If we pull the fibs from that recent swing low in late September to that recent swing high, you can see it's already in that reload zone. So if you're looking at opening positions in Litecoin, now is that golden opportunity because you are in that deep retracement pocket, that 618 to the 786 golden pocket that they call it. So it's a good opportunity. This should act as a strong level of support for you. And my invalidation for this type of entry would be if you drop out of this reload zone, or if you come down here and you put in a lower low, so below 140, and you start putting in lower highs, lower lows, that's completely dangerous territory. What do you guys think of this play?
Well, maybe Tony, you start, and then I'll tell why I invested into Litecoin.
I'm just being agreeable with what Sammy said. It's broken that flag, so that triangle. It's pumped really hard. It's come back to retest twice. It gave us a bear trap, and we're not sure if we're retesting that part now. So that reload zone, very important to keep your eye on as a trader. If you're a trader,
definitely. I'm seeing this from an investor perspective. I'm not looking from a day trader side of things. I know the fact that if there is a retracement, there'll be a significant retracement. But I think there's what I saw from the charts is I saw a larger upside, a great opportunity. And when I was comparing the charts between Matic and Litecoin, I was seeing Litecoin to have a potential of 10xing my investment when I was comparing the two. And for me, it just logically made sense that if I'm in the bull run now, I'd rather take that risk of investing my money. And this is not financial advice, guys, because this is my opinion and this is my strategy. It may work, it may not work, but for me personally, I see more of an upside. So, and as you just pointed out there, Sammy, that it's retested that a number of times. It's kind of making a support level. So I'm just waiting for the big pump now.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the moment on the weekly charts, not seeing any bearish divergence to suggest a downtrend. In fact, RSI ever since the middle of the year, since July, has been putting in high highs, high lows. So that's a good sign. There's no macro bearish divergences on the RSI or any of that. But in terms of how far this can go, I don't know what pattern's playing out. You could see we just are trying to pull out of this massive W bottom. If we have a look there, so measure move off this W is pretty much.
I'm kind of saying a couple of handles there, Sammy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It could be a couple of handle. But if we see this W playing out, right, and if we put that on right there, okay, that W's already played out, so ignore that. What else can we see on here? Let's pull up the channel. So if we pull this channel up from there to there, get to that high area.
Yep.
You can see these fibs as well. They should be on the log settings as well. Just trying to see where that is coming up. So this is our moon boy targets anywhere in this area. So $700, which is quite outlandish, quite high, but it could go.
And that's what I mean. Look, it is. Look, Litecoin is a large market cap as well. You know, I'm going to be honest here. If this is going to play out, I'm probably expecting this to play out towards the end. Do you know what I mean? Like to hit that moon boy target. So I'm not expecting it to happen anytime soon. Probably, late December, early January, we may see this pump. But as I said, that's what I saw on the charts. I thought it would be worthwhile talking about it and actually showing it to you guys while Sammy's drawing it up for us. That's what I'm seeing, fellas. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah. The measured move on this triangle is actually, if I pull it up, it actually gets us into that Fibonacci retracement area. So up there. So that measured move is pretty much, let's see what percentage gain. At least it should give you 50% return, at least if it plays out. Ultimately, to run up to there, you're looking at, from down there to up there, you're looking at a 3x, which last week we spoke about Audius being potential 10x. We spoke about they're more high risk. You got to remember Litecoin has been one of the oldest coins that has continued to perform in every bull run.
Yes.
And it's on Coinbase, it's on Grayscale. It's there's a lot of people into it that we just don't get spoken about.
And it's interesting you said that, Sammy, and I'm going to bring the microphone to Tony in a moment. The interesting thing that you said there about the 3x potential, everyone's strategy should be slightly different. If you're entering the space, you may consider a 10x would be a better opportunity for you. You're willing to take that risk because, higher risk, higher return. But if you want to kind of secure your bags, if you're in a good position now and you want to play it safe, this is one of those coins that you can basically, put money in, and then that you've got a potential of hitting a 3x of your money. And because it's a heavier coin, it's harder to move, and the dumpage is not as aggressive as a lighter coin. But that's my input. What do you think, Tony? Tell me what are you thinking, Tony?
My degen strategy always leaves me with no cash reserves. But it was a while ago where I had money, and I decided I was going to buy Litecoin at $47.
Yeah.
And I decided, no, I've got to be responsible. I'm going to leave my money in the bank this time. And I did it, and it quickly ran to $160, and I was spewing. So I'm seeing this chart right now, and I'm happy not to talk because I can't look at it.
So Sammy and I have had many unfortunately experiences like that. One is Axie Infinity. For me personally, Sammy he was still responsible. I emptied all my Axie Infinity at $20 Aussie, and I was like pretty celebrating. I was pretty happy with that. But then he just decided to say, "Okay, guys, I'm taking off further," and off we go. let's move on to the last coin. So we spoke about Matic, that's a 2x. We spoke about Litecoin, which is 3x. What is Chainlink showing us? Me and Tony, we're Link Marines, and Sammy's a Link Marine too, but he said he's just got a small amount of bags there.
I'm just a graduate. So on Chainlink, here's what I'm seeing.
He says that, but he's got the biggest bags. This guy's got.
I wish.
He can't even hold all these bags. That's too heavy.
I wish. What I see is a similar thing with. Similar thing. I've got this.
The bags that me and Ibby have, we're holding Sammy's bags. They're not even ours.
100%.
Oh god.
He's the whale here. Sammy's the big whale. If anyone doesn't know.
I wish.
Bro, we're just working.
Here's what we're seeing.
We're just feeding the whale.
Here's what we're seeing on Link. We've got this area of resistance on this downsloping line, right? We had that break again, no volume, heavy sell volume came through. That's pretty much a bear trap, and we dumped after that. Anyway, came up, retested, and broke out. So now we've broken out, and we're doing a beautiful rounded retest at the moment. So we're in that rounded retest. You could open up positions right now. This is your reload zone just underneath it. And I am expecting a bounce from here, pretty much. If we don't get that bounce, it's going to be very interesting because there's still a couple of days left.
Link is cheap. Link is cheap.
I think I feel like moving my mana bags, and if you can talk why he moved his mana, I'm thinking about moving my mana into Link, like straight up. All the gains I've made in mana, I think about that's it. Boy, I'm ready to take the bags, boys. I'm ready to take the bags.
No stop losses. Just degen straight in.
No, we degen. And I was saying to Sammy, and this is being straightforward, right? What I did was, we've hit our targets with mana, and I was pretty happy with the result from there. And I said to Sammy, we need to take swings, right? Guys, this is not financial advice. This is just us just having a chat. And if we
take swings, if we want to make life-changing money.
I said to Sammy, we've hit our target for mana. We bought it for like 10 cents, 20 cents, and we rode that up all the way to what, $6 or something along those lines. And we made now when I looked at the mana graph, you can see that it's on a descending, that it is going down. And in order for us to lock in our profits, I said to Sammy, it's probably a better opportunity for us to kind of look into something that hasn't moved yet or is about to move. Chainlink is one of those things that just look brilliant. So I opened up a massive trade on Chainlink yesterday just because it was a perfect opportunity. And that's why I'm hoping that, you boys may consider. Tony's already, look at him, he's already setting Tony's. He's ready for takeoff.
He's ready. But yeah, you look at where it is. It's currently retesting. It's holding support. Look at this weekly log chart. Support. Here, are we going to bounce or not? That's the $1 million question. If we bounce, we're going up here. This is what I see. At least to that 1.618 fib, which is 124.
The Chainlink guys have been dumping tokens for such a long time, every single week, to pay for their operation. That's right, because their services they give out to everybody else is really, really cheap. It's a strategy that's been adopted by a few companies, right? But for the first week ever, they didn't dump last week. They didn't sell any of their coins. Is something happening? I think so. Sergey needs to stop fucking us around and release staking already. He said it's pretty much ready a year ago, and he just wants to perfect it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's different, guys. It's not like you got an NFT and you're trying to make this final digital art piece work, or don't accidentally create two of the same thing. But I feel like something's, because it doesn't matter what price you're in. I got into Link in the bear market and I made substantial gains getting Link at $1, and then we haven't even seen staking yet. We've seen what staking's done to other coins. You see what it did to crypto.com when they released staking. Wow. And a project like this sitting at, although it's 19th market cap, it went as high as 4th, or I think it touched on 3rd very temporarily when the whole market cap was only at like $300 or $250 billion. Now it's like 2.4 trillion, I think. Is that right, Sammy? Yeah, it's about 2.4 trillion.
I'm just going to look it up.
Hey, Sammy, Tony, don't forget. Sammy actually hasn't told us how many X's are we talking there. You've just shown us on the graph, but you haven't told us how many X's there, Sammy.
It was a 5x. I think I measured it.
There you go, 5x, guys. So we went from 2 to 3 to 5. So it is your discretion. Which one is the
not bad? Investment? Not bad for something that is
pretty heavy.
Weighted at market cap $11 billion with ranking number 19. So this is beautiful. It's already on the Ethereum smart contract as well. Is that right, Tony?
I
you can use it on MetaMask and everything. Yeah, it's ranked number 19.
20 now.
But yeah, it's on. It looks like it is on the Ethereum network, so I can use MetaMask to swap my mana straight away for it, which is beautiful.
It's an ERC20 token, so yeah, you can.
Beautiful.
No worries.
That's what I was confirming. So for those that don't know what ERC20 is, it can operate on the Ethereum smart contract, so you could use it on decentralized exchanges. And what Tony was saying about staking, for those that don't know, what this means, like Polkadot, Cardano, Ethereum, they can all be staked, and the benefit of that is when there's a lot of volatility in the market, the tokens that can be staked, there's less volatility because the whales are locking it up, community members are locking it up, people that invest into it lock up their token, and they get staking rewards, right? They get paid out in that token. So you don't expect a massive, 90% retracement. So I don't know, because this wasn't, a lot of these tokens staking wasn't around in 2018, was it, Tony, when you were here?
No, it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I think it was being built. I think there might have been a couple of things, but it was not something that was ever talked about.
Exactly. So this kind of changes the behavior with the bull run this time and the bear market this time, because we might not experience such a violent bear market because people have incentives not to sell this time. So we'll see how it all plays out.
There's a lot of places that, like, if you're on crypto, yes and no. Like if you're staking FTM or the new Polkadot scheme, you have to lock some of your Polkadot up for the next 24 months.
Minimum period. There's a minimum period.
You can't take that out. But if you're on an exchange like Crypto.com, and let's hypothetically say that you're staking DOT, you've got 3 accounts, you've got flexible 1 month and 3 month. But even though you're on your 3 month,
he's putting his middle finger up. He's got 1 month. Jeez.
I'm still thinking about Litecoin, boys. If you got in your the 3 month lockup period, I believe that you can still take it out, but you just forfeit all your gains.
That's right. Crypto.com gets all your gains. So I think they use a fault. So they compensate. They allowed, because they can't meddle with the smart contract, right? It's already in code. They will give you their DOT, and they will then take your stake DOT.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, they've got access to your private keys in that.
And coming back to Chainlink in regards to this, now to kind of link it together, fellas, Chainlink. As you said, Tony, if the staking happens for Chainlink, and I think that might be the ignition starter for Chainlink to hit that 5x potential. If they do,
I'm calling it now. It's game over. It's game over. If they launch staking, it's done. Put all your money in, leave it. It's just going to go to the moon. It's going to be a top 5 alt very, very quickly. It's going to hit 150 to 200 billion market cap. It's going to change the face of everything.
Tony's calling it, and it's going to be very interesting, guys. And that's what I mean. Sometimes you need to front run ideas. Like you're not supposed to wait around for the news to come. Sometimes it's too late when you guys do that. A lot of the time, Sammy and I especially talk about this. I make a lot of predictions and fundamental ideas based on what can happen. And it is a risky move, but sometimes you do need to take that risk because this is crypto. And if you don't anticipate, you won't make the gain. Sometimes you just need to anticipate. But that's it for the crypto side of things, fellas. If you guys have nothing else to say,
I got something to add.
All right, here we go.
So we're talking about the recent gains that we've made and what you should do next. Like my heaviest bags are ADA, Mana, and Sand. Mana because it's just pumped with the metaverse hype. Same with Sand, right? So I'm thinking I got to make some moves. And then Evie comes on and says, "Hey man, just to let you know, I've dumped my Mana and I've put it all into something else, and I'm like, interesting. Okay. So let me just share you this situation. When you told me you have sold your mana, this is what I'm seeing for mana. It's already up there, right?
Yes.
It melted through that fib 1.618, right? There's its target up there in that zone. Okay, hypothetically, imagine if mana just explodes past that as well.
Yes.
Okay, it could, but that means, other altcoins might be exploding as well, because it's going to need a crazy catalyst. Like the whole altcoin market cap needs a crazy catalyst to get through this upper trend line, right? And it's going to be very rare for like mana to just do it by itself single-handedly. Don't you agree? It's already had that pump.
This is crypto. Anything can happen.
This is crypto. So what I'm trying to say here is this channel, support, pull a parallel line to it, and meets up as resistance perfectly. And guess what? You might get resistance there. It's a game of probability. What's the percentage that we can get out of this? So 2x all the way up to, if we keep running into March, 2.5x, 3x we're looking at out of mana, right? Yeah. And sand is pretty much the same, except sand, the price is currently right there, just outside that box, pretty much kissing it, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, when you tell me about you've sold out of mana, I think that's a smart move, because it's already played. Look, it's gone from the lower trend line already up. Doesn't have to get right to the target, but hey, that's enough. Like, what was our gains? Like, god damn, look at that, 8x in about 2 months.
Yeah,
so
boy.
You just dropped
Pumponomics.
You just dropped Link. So when I see this, look at Link and pretty much every other altcoin like ADA as well. Look where Link is. It's still at that bottom of that trend line. That's it. What's got more of a chance? For me to get a 2x out of mana, or for me to get a 5x, 6x out of Link? You know? And if you missed the ADA boat, now is also the perfect time if you want to catch on to ADA. Now is the perfect time, because it's at that bottom of that channel as well. So ADA I'm expecting, but this is a much heavier token, so that's pretty much 5x up to those targets. But yeah, that's a top 5 coin, so it's going to be hard to move. But Link being a top 20 coin, yep, that's glad you brought that one up.
Sergey, if you're listening, give us the juice, guys. Give us the juice. I know you stopped dumping. I know something's coming up. Just give it to us.
Yeah, if he does, it's GG from here, boys. Like, it's gonna be pretty exciting. Tony's just like walking off. Yeah, he'll be like, "I'm done. That's it. He's gone. That's how good it's gonna be."
It's gonna be crazy.
What's your thoughts, Tony? Like, when you see a chart like this already up there, those targets. What's your thoughts? Would you hodl? Would you keep hodling it? Would you keep being an investor, or would you find value elsewhere?
Are you on the mana chart or the Link chart right now?
This is mana chart.
This is mana. This is already gone from here to there.
Just from experience, like there's a point. Like if you had it at that 75-cent mark, right, where I'm just looking at it there before it pumps, and you're there. Sometimes it's good to just take your profits. Like, I'm kicking myself when I didn't take anything at $52 when Link went there, because like that was such an excessive run. It loses its gas a bit. Like I can't see it pumping too much harder unless Mark Zuckerberg comes out and says something else.
Sorry to take over, Evie, but
again,
also give you some other warning shots. Look at this. Look at the RSI. It is cooked to death.
I did. I analyzed this the other night. I chewed it up, like Sammy. I went through detailing. I looked at in every single indicator, and I'm just said to myself, look, guys, I'm going to be very honest here. In the March where we had that big pumps and so on, so I was on the mentality of hodling, and I said to most of the boys who are part of our group, I said to them, look, I'm going to hodl this to X amount, and the X amount was about that $6-7, and then I said I'll dump. I should have took profits on that initial pump and then dump, and I would have made more money. But I've hit my targets. I said to Sammy, that's it. I've hit my targets. I should not be greedy. I should stick to my game plan. I should take my profits and now move it into something that has not done anything yet.
Yeah.
Link to
Sorry
me.
To jump in, but yeah, there's one thing like that. You should never feel guilty for taking profits, even on a 20% game. But this is an 8x, Like, why wouldn't you?
And there's bearish divergence as well. Like, you've got a high and then a high, but then on the RSI, you got a high and then a lower high. I was just looking at the numbers there. That peak is actually just a fraction lower than that one.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what this RSI does. It could stay pegged. And on top of that, look at the stochastic. It just had a bearish cross. Like, it could do this kind of thing, how it goes cross up, cross up, cross up. But yeah, I think it's cooked.
No, it is. And I'm going to throw this one more thing. You know how we always keep saying, you know, we missed the pump and, you know, unfortunately, but the great thing about crypto is it always gives you a chance to enter it. It'll go up, it'll go down, the 50% pullback will happen again. And you can jump in then as well. So for me, I'm saying, okay, I've taken the 7x or the 8x gains from Mana, put it into Link and write up another 5. Then you've just made basically a 12x profit, right? It's always better to have more money on the sideline than not have money. It's like losing your profits. So now you've got a 12x. And then if I feel like that Mana, and I truly do believe in decentralized land, Mana, I would buy back into Mana with my gains that I already made, the 12x gains. That's the way I'm kind of thinking about this. Yeah. It may be wrong, right, but that's just my opinion, and it's been working for me.
I agree. Same. If you miss the boat on ADA, I think that's another one. It's holding that lower trend line, and it's got to start moving up from here. The bull run's not over.
Awesome. I think that is it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us the TA. Tony, thank you. We love to see your face more often around here. You know, Tony is our man. You know, it's always great to have him. The energy levels there. Let's call it a night then, fellas. Thank you again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Bread Brothers. Please do give us a like or subscribe to our channel. Every single like does help, and comment. I promise that Sammy said to me I should be replying to comments more often. I promise I will be replying to those comments. Our next episode will probably be on NFTs. I know I said that we'll talk about NFTs, but it's just this episode's gone for a while. So we'll probably create another episode just for NFTs. Thank you so much again, guys. Have a great night. See you later. Bye.